a chance. So do you hope I'll know this road and I'll look around and see someone I know?
Even though Carrollton High School's student population is 49% minority and 51% white, enrollment in honors courses is 25% minority and 75% white. Our study group set out to find why fewer minorities are enrolling in honors courses. We conducted student focus groups on this Goal 6 racial equity issue. We researched best practices for conducting focus groups, continued the work begun by the study group in the fall, and used the results from the AP survey given to students in lab classrooms.
We created 5 student groups with 7 to 9 students in each group. And of the students that were invited to participate, 47% were female and 53% were male. We also set aside one group to include all male participants and one group to include all female participants. Of the students involved, 27% were current freshmen, 6% sophomores, 27% juniors, and 40% seniors. We tried to include as many different ethnic groups as possible so many student voices could be heard. This chart details the ethnicity of the students who were invited to participate. Because our study group only had one minority teacher, we realized it would be critical to invite other minority faculty members to be involved in the focus group process. So we invited several of our colleagues to help facilitate the groups and greatly appreciate their involvement because it really did make a huge difference.
Now that we've seen the process, let's take a few minutes and talk about the meetings themselves. I think an important thing to note is that the students really didn't know why they were being called out of class, so I'm sure the anxiety level was pretty high. So the teachers really had to do a good job of being at the door with a smile, greet them and assure them that they weren't in trouble, but in fact we needed their help. The room was set up normally in a circle. The questions were on the desk. The students were asked to read the questions themselves and get some thought going. And then as a group we discussed each question and brainstormed a little bit. We even stopped for a moment to have breakfast, so that helped further break the ice. And each group was supposed to take about 30 minutes. However, some of the groups informed us that conversation was so engaging and enlightening that they actually took up to an hour. So then we gave them a pass back to class, a pat on the back, and thanked them for their information, and hopefully we can put that information to good use.
What I really liked most about the experience was being able to genuinely hear what the students had to say. A lot of times we ask them questions in class and we don't get their full honest opinion, but this was a session that was mainly, I was just a true facilitator. It was guided by them. We got their honest opinions about what was going on, their honest feelings about how they felt about certain things, and that was the best part of it to me. I really liked their input. A lot of times we have these projects, we have these things we want to do, and we implement them and we don't even ask the students what they think or how they feel or what is their reasoning behind it. And this was the first time we've done something that I can remember where we actually got, that I was involved in, where we actually got their feelings and their input into the whys of a situation to try to help fix the situation.
Really, really proud of Carrollton High School for stepping out and doing these things because, this is not an isolated issue. It's in every school. I experienced it when I was in school. I went through the whole thing growing up and being the one or two African Americans in all of my classes. And I'm proud of Carrollton as to being a school system that's really just willing to step out and to attack these, these very, very crucial issues because it's something that affects the kids and a lot of kids will take this on for the rest of their lives.
They like the fact that we wanted to know what they thought about a particular situation. And they were like, we're going to do this again, or we're going to do this every month. And so I think they really enjoy having an input into their education.
Well, when I first got the paper, I did not know what to expect. But when I went in there, it was like a big experience and a big change because I didn't know a lot of people felt the same way, but they actually did. And then we got into a very good discussion about why people don't take AP courses. And I think everybody told the truth from their perspective and other people's perspective, from students who aren't speaking out. And I was one of them who got to speak out, and I enjoyed the experience because I got to tell how I felt about the situation.
What we have for you next is the reenactment of what a focus group looked like. I had my psychology class do this, but what they're sharing with you is actual comments from the students, and so this will just give you a little glimpse of how it went.
Black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream.
Why minorities aren't taking more honors classes like pre-AP and AP classes. So I appreciate your participation. I want you to be open and honest today.
I think the reason why Hispanics don't take AP classes is because the language barrier is hard for them. They already come and trying to learn English and then taking other classes that is just hard enough and too much work for them. And
most African Americans aren't involved in AP classes is simply because that most African Americans are involved in extracurricular activities, and it is time consuming.
I think the reason why there aren't many black people in AP or honors classes is because they don't have friends to relate to in the classes.
I believe that the reason that a lot of minority students don't participate in honors or AP classes is because they don't get that parental support or that family support that a lot of your honors kids do get.
I don't feel many African American students or minorities feel comfortable participating in AP classes because there isn't many minority teachers nor students.
I feel like some minority students don't want to take AP and pre-AP classes because it's a big responsibility and they don't want to work up to their potential.
I believe that most minority students don't have the confidence to do it, so they want to take the easy way out.
Yes, I agree with Antonio. I feel that most kids want to take the easy way out just because they're scared of being a failure in the AP class and they just want to graduate.
Well, I feel if minority students were recommended for honor classes in junior high, it would help.
I know that sometimes the ROTC schedule conflicts with the AP and honors classes.
I agree with the friend issue. I think that minorities don't take it because other minorities don't take it, and I like to have classes with my friends, so I understand why they don't.
There's more teacher support for the minorities to take the harder classes. I think that would be good because sometimes it seems like only white kids can be intelligent, and that's not so. The teachers need to push it more like that anyone can take their classes.
If you're not taking an honors course now, would you consider taking an honors AP or pre-AP course? All right, would you do that? Yes or no? Why or why not? And then also, if you are taking a course right now, what's influenced you to take that course?
I would be glad to take more AP classes if more of my friends would join me.
Yes, I would like to take honors classes because I never want to stop learning.
I wish I would have been able to take honors classes, but now I'm about to graduate, and so I really didn't have time to get that challenge.
I didn't want to take honor classes because I was too worried about my GPA. I didn't want to get real low, so that's why I didn't take honor class.
I agree with Antonio that I didn't take honor classes because I didn't want doing bad in honor classes to ruin my chances for hope and lower my GPA.
I feel as though if I had my family support, then maybe I would have taken AP classes early on, but now that it's my senior year, I feel like there's no need for me to take them.
I really should take some AP classes to get me ready for college.
Last year I took an honors course and it really stressed me out, so I don't know if I'm going to take one next year.
I understand what she's saying, but I think that I like the challenge and I wish more people would challenge themselves and actually take the classes as well.
Well, I took honors classes and I'm about to graduate, and I know that I don't regret it because my parents pushed me from an early age because they always had their regrets about not taking honors classes.
Some minority parents think the CP class are the higher classes to take, so they don't really know about AP classes.
I took AP classes because I had an older brother that took them, and he pushed me to do it.
I had some minority friends that took honors classes and got out because of the workload.
Maybe the students might make you feel bad about taking AP classes, or in some cases make you feel like you're beneath them because they are taking AP classes.
Sometimes it also feels like intelligence doesn't really pay off in the end because when you look at scholarships that you get for school, for instance, you see sports, you see extracurriculars, and you see scholarships for having, you know, a hard life, but you don't really see that many purely academic, like, intelligent scholarships.
In people's lives, academics isn't made to be a serious issue.
I feel as though some students don't take the AP classes because they didn't have siblings ahead of them that took AP classes, so they don't have the ambition to take those AP classes.
Just want to say thanks so much for you being honest and open, and I really hope that we can go somewhere with this information and see more of an integration of our student body in the classes and being challenged. I understand that there are challenges to these challenges or to taking the AP classes, but I hope that we can use this information, and I hope your time has been valuable. I hope you feel like you've had some great input in this. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.
The third question we discussed in our first block study group was, what can we at Carrollton High School do to support and encourage more minority students to take pre-AP and AP courses? The student responses in our focus group seemed to fall into three main areas, and the first was to promote AP classes. So here's what the kids
I
had to say.
believe that more of our peers should encourage our younger students that are upcoming to the high school life and encourage them, or to not tell them that AP classes are really bad. Actually, they're more beneficial, and if you put your mind to it and you set your goals and you say, okay, I can do this, if he can, I can too, then maybe more younger students would probably take more responsibility in saying, okay, I'm going to sign up for an AP class. Start off in Spanish for my younger peers. Tomando una clase de estas de advanced, así que son avanzadas, son muy beneficiadas a
Everybody should get out of their comfort zone and take AP classes, because one, it looks better on your college application, and two, it can help you longer. It can help you in the long run better than CP class. But in AP classes, you're taught a variety of things.
Sit down one-on-one with the student and talk to them about the benefits about AP classes and how you could benefit in the future from taking AP classes now, and to not be discouraged by the amount of work that you get. Another perfect way to do it is to start early in junior high, so that you could take pre-AP classes in junior high, and as soon as you move up to the levels in high school, you'll be able to manage them really well. The teachers here, they're getting to push the students a lot more and really round them up and teaching them individually, you know, you can do this. Don't feel discouraged about what other people may say about it. Well, if we could take those counselors and really put them in the classroom and pitch AP classes and let the counselors explain to them, look, do not feel intimidated, do not feel discouraged, do not feel that you're not smart enough, do not feel that you're not capable, do not feel that you're not, you don't have the work ethic to do the work. But the counselor should go in and explain to them, this will really boost you up in the world today.
The second group of responses deals with the college prep courses and that CP label. Let's see what the kids think.
Parents may be confused about the CP term. They say CP in college prep, the parents are going to think, oh, my son or daughter has the highest level of education taking college prep.
I think people choose more CP classes because they think they're easier and they can get out of high school much faster and not have to be pushed as much and have as much work as AP classes. So they decide to take CP classes, but honestly, I think CP classes should be just as hard as AP classes, because we all need to be prepared for college, not just the AP students.
I believe that teachers should push students more in a CP class. Go individually, go one-on-one. If someone has a question and they constantly cannot get that question, not to lose their patience, but instead help them more get into depth. If more teachers were to push students that way, because not many students have parents that push them at home, because most of their parents are always working, they come home late or they come home tired, and necessarily they just don't push them to do, okay, just go and do your thing.
Finally, our third group of responses deals with supporting students who are new to taking honors courses, pre-AP or AP. Making them feel comfortable.
Beginning of the school year, I think students should just have mingle or whatever on the first day, so they don't feel, okay, I'm the only one in here, I don't have anybody to talk to, no one to help me with my homework, no one I could call when I don't know how to do something. So I think students should be more able to rely on each other to help each other instead of just saying, okay, it's just me in here, or just the teacher and no one around to help me.
Then after about 3 or 4 weeks in the class, his grades started to improve, and I called him up to my desk and I asked him, I said, what has changed? He said, well, when I came in, he said that this was his first time taking a pre-AP class, and he said, I'm not used to these people. I said, what do you mean by these people? He said, well, you know, the pre-AP kids and AP kids are a little bit different. You know, I felt like I was an outsider or whatever. I didn't have any friends in the class. Then I figured out that it's okay that, you know, I started to talk to the kids and stuff in the class. And then he said, well, okay, then I can relax and I can go ahead and do my best.
They should encourage more students to not quit AP classes, because they always tell the students at the beginning of the semester, if you can't be in this class and you don't think you can do this, then you need to quit this class. Students necessarily think that when they say that, they're like, okay, well, basically what he's telling me is like, because I'm in here, I can't do it. And students feel bad when teachers say that. And teachers should, instead of saying, you know, quit the class, saying, if you cannot understand anything, I will be here to help you in not quitting this class, because we don't want you to quit AP classes. We basically want you in here so you can prepare for your life later on when you get to college.
And then when I got in there, it was only like 2 black students, and everybody else was really, really smart, and I was like, yeah, this isn't where I need to be, because I'm going to feel left out, and they moved faster than I did. Even though I could do the work, I just felt at a slower pace, so I was just like, I don't think I can do this, so I just got out. If it had been more different types of people in there and the teacher not just focusing on certain students and giving everybody the same amount of attention as she did the smarter students, I would have felt more comfortable.
There's always going to be that one student that doesn't get it at first. Teachers, what they usually need to do more, or what they usually do in AP classes is, okay, so-and-so, we're going to cover this, okay, here's your worksheet, okay, go ahead. They don't understand that there's that one student that just, okay, when's the teaching going to begin? You know, they want more teaching going on, because some of those students, some students can do that, but then there's also that one student who doesn't necessarily do it that way. He's more like a learning, listening, like seeing the teacher do it more.
What do you need help on? I'm going to help you no matter what. You cannot be left on this road alone.
In an AP class, you have to have a teacher that knows how to get to know the students well enough to make them feel comfortable to learn in their environment that they teach in. You have to know that every student doesn't learn by just reading and writing. Some have to do hands-on. Most of my friends are athletes, so becoming in an AP class and being an athlete is hard when you have to do all that work and then focus on becoming better in your sport, whatever you do. All the studies and what you have to go through for AP classes sometimes get hectic for them. So they choose not to do it, just go the easy way. You just have to know how to separate your time limits and your assignments. You have to be more organized.
When it's time May 20th and it's their senior year, they'll have their cap and gowns on, they'll know what they're ready for in college, and it'll be a sweet melody.
Everybody needs somebody to push them.
Everybody needs somebody to push them.
Everybody needs somebody to push them. Everybody needs somebody to push them.
Everybody needs somebody to push them.